All right. What a dance.
Hello and welcome to the 2023 Fowler Global Social Innovation Challenge Awards ceremony. My name is Imani Joshi. I'm a recent graduate of the Opus College of Business at the University of St. Thomas, and I graduated with a major in business leadership and management and minors in data analytics and strategic communications.
My name is Bill Wheel. I'll be your co-host this afternoon. I graduated last year from St. Thomas with a degree in entrepreneurship. I've been my fair share of competitions too as well, so this is my bread and butter. Let me tell you, every time I come to these events, I leave feeling hopeful, inspired, and want to start a whole new business just by witnessing what these teams do. So I tell you honestly, it is my great privilege and pleasure to welcome each of you from every corner of the globe to this year's celebration, where we recognize and honor the work of young people striving to make a difference. Scratch that. Young people who are making a difference in this world as social innovators.
For those of you who are joining us via live stream, we are coming to you from the University of St. Thomas in the vibrant Twin Cities of Minnesota to celebrate our social innovators. And what a way to begin the celebration. Thank you so much to Shapeshift Dance Company for their rousing opening.
And on a serious note, as we gather here today, we here at St. Thomas are mindful that we are standing on ancestral and current homelands of the Dakota people, Minnesota Makoche. We also recognize the Ojibwe and Ho-Chunk. We offer our respect to their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations. We also recognize that our presence here today is a result of the ongoing erasure and exclusions of indigenous peoples who were the original stewards of this very land. And so this land acknowledgement is one of the ways we work to educate the campus and community about this land, our relationship to it, and to each other.
So we welcome all of you, our partners in this important endeavor. We are united in purpose to come together to advance the work of social change, to celebrate and support the entrepreneurial ingenuity, initiative, and courage in our rising generation of social innovators. To kick off this afternoon's celebration, I would like to welcome the University of St. Thomas's president, Dr. Rob Vischer, to speak about the importance of innovation on our campuses. President Vischer leads academic excellence at the University of St. Thomas. He understands the value of experiences for students to connect their education and passion to today's most pressing social problems. Please welcome Dr. Rob Vischer.
Thank you so much for being here, for contributing to this event. This event is at the heart of our mission. Whatever university you're coming from, I hope it's at the heart of your mission too. The reason is it aligns with our core purpose. If you're on the St. Thomas campus, if you have any familiarity with what we stand for, with our history, you'll see the phrase, advancing the common good, over and over and over. And when we talk about the common good, it's not a cliche, it's not a tagline, it's a way of understanding the world. The common good goes all the way back to Aristotle. It's really been developed through Catholic social teaching, and what it stands for is this. It recognizes that we cannot reach our own fulfillment unless and until we recognize the fact that we exist with and for others. That we exist with and for others. It has to underlie everything that we do. And you can see no more powerful example of that than what's been happening here over the last couple of days. One of the secrets to understanding what the common good asks of us is not just that we're going to be contributing to the well-being of others, but when we recognize that we exist with and for others, that's actually the secret to a joyful life. That's the path to joy, right? So when over these last couple of days, you've been using your gifts, your values, your life experiences, your expertise, your passions to meet the world's needs, you haven't been doing it in a vacuum. You haven't been doing it in isolation. You've been doing it in collaboration, right? You all have a lot of talent, And in your life, you're going to have bundles of accolades, achievements, impressive, shiny things that you've done. Those are all great. They're healthy. But never lose sight of the fact that where the joy comes is through connection and contribution. When you can use your gifts to connect with others and contribute to a story that's bigger than yourselves, that's where the joy comes in. And we're so honored to be able to play a part, just even a small part, in your own journeys toward joy. We're also very blessed for the contributions of a person who's been a very powerful reminder of this principle. Ron Fowler, who's a graduate of St. Thomas and who's the chairman and CEO of Liquid Investments, he has always been somebody that when he leans into a project, when he contributes to his support, he's not doing it at an arm's length. He's not writing a check and then saying, go do what you will with it. He wants to have his whole person involved too. He's there building relationships. He's there contributing his expertise, his life experience, his wisdom, his energy. It's a great model for everybody sitting in this room to know the joy is not in the impressive stuff you've done. The joy is when you bring your gifts to connect and to contribute. So please join me in welcoming and expressing our gratitude, the founding benefactor and energizing force behind this event, Ron Fowler.
Thank you, Rob. Appreciate your kind comments. There's so many people to thank, but let me start with the people at the university who have been working on this project for a very long time. It's not weeks, it's months, it's multiple months, and what we have here is the product of that, so thank you all for doing it so well. Thank you to the judges. We had, I think, 30-some judges yesterday. We have 6 here today, and they have other things to do with their time, but they're here helping us. So thank you very much for your participation and contribution. And we had a lot of good discussion. And I like the ability to sit down with people and share ideas and come to a decision. And I will tell you that we did. It wasn't easy, but we did, because there were a lot of good presentations. And most importantly, thanks to the students who put themselves out, who were there explaining to us their thoughts, their concepts, and the passion that they had for what they do is really special. So I salute you, the finalists who are here. I was able to listen to probably 13 or 14 presentations over the last 2 days. The final 8 today were really special, and I congratulate all 8 of you for being part of that. It was really wonderful. Yesterday I did an interview with the university, and they're asking all kinds of questions. And it was sort of memory lane, I guess is the best way of putting it. But one of the questions was, well, why do you do this? And the reality is, I had a lot of mentors. And way back when, the Ice Age, so to speak, because I'm an old guy, mentors were, in my mind, the first form of social entrepreneurship. You had people taking their time to help you understand how the world works, to help you understand your job. And so this, to me, is sort of on the shoulders of those people, the women and men who helped me get to where I was. I grew up in St. Cloud, Minnesota. I didn't even know if I was going to get out of St. Cloud, Minnesota, frankly. There were some days I wondered. I definitely wondered whether I was going to get out of St. Thomas. That was a different story. But I have been very lucky. And the easiest thing to do that Rob touched on is to give back. It's just part of my DNA, I think, and I attribute that to my late mother. But to come here and deal with the people at the university, to come here and deal with you and your ideas, makes me feel really good about life, makes me feel really good about the future of this country and all the other stuff you put to the side. But you are a future that we're going to embrace. Your passion, what you share with us, is really special. I thank you.
Thank you for those words, Mr. Fowler, and for your continued support of social innovation. While this is the second time the University of St. Thomas is hosting the Fowler Global Social Innovation Challenge and the first time in person, the competition is celebrating 12 years of supporting social entrepreneurs. From its start in 2011 at the University of San Diego campus, the Fowler Global Social Challenge has grown to encompass over 2,700 innovators, a diverse community of students and entrepreneurs connected by a passion for tackling the world's most complex problems. To date, more than $670,000 in seed funding has been awarded to winning teams. The University of St. Thomas is especially honored to host this year's Global Finals, where 32 teams and 80 students representing 22 universities from 8 countries have convened to push boundaries, build bonds, and inspire change.
And throughout this week, all those students have not only showcased, presented their ideas, they've also gotten the chance to connect with and learn from peers from around the world. To give you context how cool that is, the most global connecting I do is calling my aunt in Uganda over Facebook Messenger. To give the opportunity, right? To give the opportunity, to have an opportunity to connect with people as a diverse group is an amazing opportunity. And on top of that, they got valuable feedback and engagement from judges, and also participated in site visits to social ventures in the Twin Cities, and went to breakout sessions on topics ranging from finding funding for their business, as well as to hearing founder stories on a panel called, and I love this name, How I Built This. And now the spirit of the Fowler GSIC, it spans far and wide beyond the competition. Now each team that comes to this competition adds to the legacy, and they go on into the world and carry that spirit forward. So let's meet one of our alumna, Tabitha Nicoli, founder of Wezesha Binti. Now Wezesha Binti is an organization that's committed to ending period poverty in Kenya, for girls in Kenya. And let's see what her experience was like in the challenge and where her venture is now. Look to the side here.
My name is Tabitha Nicoli, and I graduated from the University of San Diego with my master's in social innovation. And I'm on a mission to end period poverty, and no drop can stop me. Wezesha Binti is a nonprofit that seeks to end period poverty, shame, and stigma for menstruators in Kenya. So Wezesha Binti is a Swahili translation. What the words mean in English is Wezesha means empower and Binti means girl or female. And my main mission in starting the nonprofit was to empower females going through different sexual and reproductive health issues. In 2017, a national media station ran a news feature called Sex for Pads, where girls from my ancestral village in Western Kenya were having to engage in transactional sex in exchange for pads. And it really broke my heart seeing young girls who didn't choose when, where, or how to menstruate. And I decided to do something about it, and that's how Wezesha Binti was born. I think what makes Wezesha Binti different is, one, we are made for Kenyan women by Kenyan women. Our reusable pads are made by teenage mothers that we trained on how to make the pads. We also created our solution in conjunction with our users. Having interacted with the Fowler Challenge and seeing how people are incorporating technology into their solutions motivated us as a team to think outside the box, like how can we bring technology into our solution, and that led us to was developing an app that will not only help us with our inventory, but it also help promote the accessibility of our products by helping us deal with last mile distribution. And it also brings the education concept to the fingertips of the users. I wanted us to go away from being a traditional nonprofit to be seen as a social enterprise. And one of the things that I also won as a result of the Fowler Challenge and as a partnership with USD is working with a creative agency, Cubic Orange, to help us develop a brand identity. From the moment we had our first meeting, it clearly became obvious that we needed to develop a brand identity for the product, so separate the Binti box from Wezesha Binti Foundation. They were genuinely interested in finding out about the vision that I had for Wezesha and the brand identity, but they were also interested in finding out about the area that we served and curating something that is ideal for our target market. By doing all these things, people are now starting to recognize us, and we just got our first big order to the manufacturing plant, which is to produce 2,000 Binti boxes that will be distributed during Menstrual Hygiene Month. So we're also empowering the people that we want to empower. My advice to other students, especially young social entrepreneurs, is always believe that you are the expert in your innovation and that you're the expert in the target market that you're serving. Surround yourself with people who believe in you, because it will get hard, but you always need people who believe in you, so they will push you and encourage you and pick you up in moments when you feel down. And to believe in my innovation and my solution, and that whatever I'm creating is whatever my users need, because I've created the design around them.
What an amazing social venture, filling such an important need in society. I know we all feel inspired after watching that video. Well, it's been quite a week leading up to this day, and now just one question remains. Which teams will win a share of the over $75,000 in seed funding? We'll find out who our big winners are later today in the program, but first, I would like to introduce Billy Mazenga, Director of the Institute for Social Innovation at the University of St. Thomas, to tell us a little bit more about the competition.
All right. Thanks, Imani and Beal. What a journey it's been for us. Yesterday, we held the preliminary rounds. Where we had 31 teams who pitched and took Q&A from over 43 judges who volunteered their time with us. These judges determined the top 8 teams and would move forward to the Changemaker round that we held earlier today. In addition to the standing prize in the lineup, we're also giving away 2 special prizes tonight. The first special prize is the Big Ideas and Patient Safety Technology Award. We will be giving away a first place award of $5,000 and a second place award of $2,500. We will also be giving away a $1,000 audience award, which will be decided by everyone in this room, as well as people who are online, for the best 90-second pitch that will be delivered by the top 8 teams later today. In addition to these special prizes, teams that place second across our pitch rooms will also be receiving $500 for their good pitches. Finally, all 8 teams advancing to the Changemaker round are also guaranteed a minimum of $2,000 in cash prizes and a prize of $10,000 for third place, $15,000 for the runner-up, and $25,000 in cash for the top team that wins first place. But regardless of who wins, I'm proud to say we'll all leave this event today feeling more creative, innovative, and inspired. Each team competing today will be engaging one or more of the United Nations 17 Sustainable Development Goals to address social and environmental problems. These 17 goals, adopted by the United Nations member states in 2015, provide a shared blueprint for peace, prosperity for people and the planet now and into the future. They make bold demands of all of us, but here at the Fowler Global Social Innovation Challenge, our teams are answering that call. Now, I'm pleased to introduce an incredible social entrepreneur who was our keynote speaker this afternoon, Janita Flowers. Janita, sit down. Oh, I still need to do more. Janita had always dreamed of owning a business. She started down the path of entrepreneurship not once, not twice, but 3 times. Every time she tried to get her business off the ground, she was derailed by something that she endured quietly for more than a decade, domestic violence. But Janita never gave up, and she found the strength to keep moving forward. The 4th time ended up being the charm. Janita built Janita's Jar, which is a cookie company that is on a mission to share cookies, spark conversation, and spread hope. She has an amazing story to tell. Please welcome our keynote, Janita Flowers.
Good afternoon. Awakening innovation. What a powerful theme. And when I thought about what I would say to a room filled with innovators, change makers, and dreamers, I was reminded of the words of Theodore Roosevelt in his infamous speech, Man in the Arena, when he says, "It is not the critic who counts, not the one who notices and points out when the strong one stumbles or when the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the one who is actually in the arena." I'm just here to say that innovation requires us to give up our comfortable seat on the sideline, step into the arena, and believe in the power of an idea that has the ability to create change and produce a ripple effect that can span beyond our wildest dreams. Now, typically when we think about innovation, we think about Steve Jobs, maybe the Wright brothers, Madam C.J. Walker, George Washington Carver, and so many other remarkable innovators. And then for the everyday person like myself, or maybe some of you in the room, we think, can I do something like that? With the that simply being to be the change that you want to see. And I'm here to tell you, you can. Now, without having connected with or interviewed any of the people from the teams that are represented here today, I feel pretty confident in saying that there has to be a clear connector among all the business plan presentations that were shared during the competition. And regardless of the number of times you met to throw ideas on the wall and cast a wide net about what you would create to solve and create a solution, I'm pretty sure that the ideas that stuck, the ones that made it to this competition, were the ones that came from the heart. Innovation requires us to connect with our community from the heart. Let's think about this for a minute. By a show of hands, who in this room is an iPhone user? Okay, I see y'all. Y'all my people. Now, by another show of hands, who in this room makes group messaging hard by being an Android user in an iPhone world? I see y'all, I'm not mad at y'all, but I am removing y'all from the group chat. But iPhone and Android do pretty much the same thing. They connect us to the entire world in the palm of our hand via text and voice. But where the change happens, where the connection happens, is we create emotional connection to a solution that makes us feel seen, feel listened to, and feel understood. Apple gets me. They know the level of anxiety that I feel when I have to call multiple helplines to figure out how to solve a tech issue. There's a certain amount of peace that I have knowing that I can go to Apple, I can trust what they're going to say, I can trust the knowledge of the person that I'm speaking with to solve my problem and to be able to move on. They've connected with my heart. They've connected with the need that is powerful and meaningful to me. Innovation requires us to look at the communities around us, what's happening, to ask key questions so we're clearly understanding what is happening in the world and the community that we're trying to change. It requires us to listen to the stakeholders. What are they saying? What are they requesting? What do they need? And it requires us to connect with the community that we want to impact and change. What innovation is not about is perfection. It is not about thinking you have the best idea and it's completely polished. It's about starting small. And even when you don't know how to make it happen, you know that what you think about is possible. And if you think about it, if every innovator stopped ideating every time they heard that idea is crazy, no, you can't do that, oh my gosh, you're at it again, our world would be negatively impacted by a lack of growth, a lack of stability, and overall our quality of life would be negatively impacted. Keep generating those ideas. It really is about, at the core, being okay with generating purposeful, focused ideas, fueled to embolden change. It doesn't require the person in the other room. It requires the ideas that you've been discounting. Maybe you thought they didn't matter. But I can tell you, when the idea comes to you, I guarantee you that same idea probably didn't come to me, and if it did, it didn't come to me in the way that it came to you. There's some purpose behind the idea that the world needs for you to step into, take a chance with, and create the change so that you can be the change that you want to see in the world. It's about dreaming a bigger dream. Many times, innovation is cultivated in spaces like this, where you're connected with like-minded individuals, you feel supported, you have access to resources, you're able to have time on your side, and it's a safe place to create change. It's a powerful place to create change. But there are those times when innovation happens in a place that's often dark, lonely, and maybe even unsafe. That makes me think about Harriet Tubman. She had an idea. She wanted to create a safe passageway to freedom for enslaved Black folks in this country. This would cost her and the people she was trying to impact life and limb. But she believed in the power of an idea to be able to start a movement that would dramatically change the lives of the individuals in the community she was called to serve. And those members of the community, some of which had never even met her, because of her idea and their belief in that, they were willing to sacrifice life and limb to take a chance on this idea that this woman had talked about. Innovation can be painful, yet very powerful. And without creating that connection with your community so that they feel listened to, they feel seen, they feel understood, you may still have innovation, which could lead to the wow factor, but you'll never get to the change factor. People will be moved and inspired by it, but you won't be able to see the change that you want to create in the world. Innovation requires us to connect with the heart of the communities we're trying to serve. And here's what I know for sure, that wherever it starts, and regardless of the immediately available resources, in order for you to be the change that you want to see, innovation has to come from the heart. And I said it and I'm gonna say it again. It has to make your community, the community that you're trying to impact, feel seen, feel listened to, and feel understood. Theodore Roosevelt goes on to say, the credit belongs to the one who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at worst, if they fail, at least fails while daring greatly, so that their place shall never be with the cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So here's to empty sideline seats and filled arenas. And to each of you in this room, thank you. Thank you for stepping into the arena. Thank you for awakening innovation. And together, let's go change the world.
Wow, okay, thank you, Janita, for those inspiring words. Being a social innovator is not easy. Facing both collective challenges, but also personal challenges. Let's meet some of those social innovators here today. I'm excited to introduce to you our change-making finalists and have them share their elevator pitches with you today. They'll each share their pitch, and you, the audience, you're gonna vote on your favorite venture. And get this, the winning team will win an additional prize of $10. Is that not enough? How about $1,000, okay? Yeah? $1,000 to the winning team. So let's get started. Each team did a 90-second pitch, and they'll give it in order. You, the audience, will be listening to 8 pitches, so I encourage you to track your favorites. And after the last pitch is heard, we'll have you vote on your favorite one. All right, so as for the teams, I'll be lined up in order. We have 2 virtual teams, APTRX and Alethea, As for the rest of you teams, please line up here in order along this line. We'll have first, clean crop fertilizer. You can start here. NutriWin, Aquarius, Bee Care Wood Pellet, Chemco, and Ascender Systems. All right, everybody's up. Without further ado, see the pitches. First, we'll have Apt RX. Oh, there on the screen, you can see.
Hi, my name is Esusa Boy, and I want you to imagine a world where people don't have access to the one thing that they deserve, quality healthcare. A world where a child who had just gone into a truck accident, broken legs, in need of surgery, and a blood transfusion, doesn't have access to those basic things because there wasn't a proper expert available. This child's name is Jack. And Jack at this moment in time is at the brink of life and death because the medical practitioner, the medical doctor, the medical expert that Jack so relies on is not available because they're just not enough for them to go around. And this is the case of many children, adults, old and young here in Africa, a case that we at AppSexar are here to solve.
The solution, virtual reality. Virtual reality provides us a chance to train more medical practitioners with higher quality and cost effectively. This trumps the traditional methods. We train the people who save people.
Why? Because this is AppSexar.
And our second virtual team from Brown University, Alethea.
Bleeding during pregnancy is the #1 killer of our moms. And despite this, over 90% of our moms never needed to die. The reason the CDC cites for this is because we lack the technology to be able to predict which moms are really at risk. And currently, even though doctors have the resources to prevent and treat these complications, they don't have enough of these resources for every single mom. They just have enough for the high-risk ones. But doctors are terrible at identifying which moms are actually at risk. They either use clinical judgment or they use red flag symptoms, both of which are less than 40% accurate. Alethea uses state-of-the-art machine learning models that scored over 80% accuracy when prospectively tested on African patients, doubling current metrics. We just use demographic and previous pregnancy information so we can predict as soon as your first visit anywhere in the world, even in rural Africa. And we have been able to prospectively test on over 2,000 patients across 5 countries, 4 of which were African countries. And we were able to accurately predict pregnancy complications in hundreds of these moms, having the potential to save their lives. So vote Alethea so that any mother, whether it's one in Malawi or one in Minnesota, deserves an equal right to living after giving birth to her child.
All right, from the University of St. Thomas, clean crop fertilizer.
Knocking on the door of the poor in society in Ghana. Why? This is because there is low agricultural productivity due to the shortage of supply and fertilizer. And this is caused by the ongoing war between Russia and Ukraine. This calls for the production of fertilizer with local resources. Also, 90% of human urine is being disposed of indiscriminately, as reported by the Center for Scientific and Industrial Research, which is causing environmental pollution and harm on human health and well-being. well-being. This is why Team Clean Crop has come to use one problem to solve another problem by collecting the rich urine, treat it, and mix it with carbon materials to produce an organic fertilizer, which will be rich in NPK, cost-effective, efficient, and sustainable to be used by our farmers. The urine will be collected through the provision of mobile urine booths at vantage points in the public, which will be used at a cost of 50 pesos, which is less than a cent. Thank you.
Now, from the University of Sherbrooke, NutriWin.
Growing up in the inner city slums of Lagos, Nigeria, I, like many other children, suffered from protein deficiency and malnutrition. This could have stunted my growth, hindered my intellectual capacity, or even killed me. To save my life, my mother formulated the first rendition of our product, NutriWin, by combining 4 legumes and grains. I ate this nutritional marvel for 3 years, and within the first 3 months, I had successfully beaten the disease that plagued me. Now is the time for us to scale our product and get it to the hands of those who really need it. As a social enterprise, we are committed to achieving the SDGs, including good health and well-being. We have the formula. We have the certification by FIRO, the national food regulator in Nigeria, and by NAFDAC, the FDA equivalent here in the United States. But we need your help. With the Fowler seed funding, we intend to hit our first 10,000 sales from our partners to ensure that we are able to touch as many lives as possible. Join us. Join NutriWin, a social enterprise committed to achieving the SDGs, nourishing communities, saving lives, and providing a better future for children everywhere. Thank you so much for your time.
All right, now the University of San Diego, Aquarius.
Bottom trawling is a fishing method where a large net scrapes the seabed to capture species that live in the bottom of the sea. It causes great harm to the environment and releases carbon from the sediment. It releases as much carbon as the aviation industry. It can be compared to picking blueberries with a bulldozer. This is why we created Aquarius. Our solution is Aquafoil, a small aquatic plane that lifts the net from the seabed. As a result, the environment is preserved and no carbon is released. Our solution, implemented everywhere in Eastern Canada, would save 4 million cars worth of emissions. By lifting the net from the seabed, Aquafoil greatly reduces friction, which, as a result, would save 25% of fuel consumption for trawlers, which makes it extremely appealing for fishers who spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in fuel per year. Bottom trawling is a $500 billion global industry. In Eastern Canada, this represents 8,000 trawlers generating $450 million of yearly revenue. If you believe that decarbonizing the fishing industry and saving the oceans are a priority, take action and support us.
All right, and from Heritage Christian College, Be Care Wood Palette.
Hi, I am Bamlak from Be Care. So in Ethiopia, there are more than 2.5 million women who carry very large amount of food on their back because they need to cook and heat their houses. So these women carry 60 to 80 pounds and they work for miles and miles. So here is when our company came up with the idea of the production of wood pellets for the first time in Ethiopia. Wood pellets are biofuels made from agro byproducts. So the firewood has the firewood affects also the respiratory health of the woman, and wood pellets are zero carbon footprint, clean energy sources. So we will provide these products for the women in exchange of the raw materials, and we will sell the wood pellets in the city with only $1 per 25 pound. Thank you.
And now from St. Thomas, Chemco.
Hello, everybody. My name is George, and I'm the co-founder of Chemco, where we reclaim lithium-ion batteries in a sustainable and efficient manner. Did you know there are 2,000 lithium-ion batteries per person in the United States, and only 5% of them are being recycled properly? With only 3 end-of-life processing facilities in the US, this is a significant problem. We want to grab a piece of this $400 billion market before our planet runs out of raw materials in the next 20 years. This is where Chemco comes in with a solution. With Chemco drop-off locations, customers can drop off their batteries at locations they already know, at no charge: Costco, Menards, Home Depot. We'll pick up the batteries, take them to our facility, take the raw materials out of them, and sell it back to battery manufacturers at a 50% profit margin. We have reclaimed 35 batteries so far and working on publishing a research paper. Starting with Minnesota, we'll build our first facility, reaching 25% of the serviceable available market and $7 million of revenue in our 5th year of operations. Chemco, for a brighter and more sustainable future. Thank you.
All right. From the University of San Diego, Ascender Systems.
Hi, everyone. My name is George from Ascender Systems. Humanitarian assistance disaster response requires 3 things: good communication, perimeter security, and area lighting. Unfortunately, too often it takes weeks, if not months, to get those established, but it doesn't have to take that long. You think I'm making that up? Haiti, 2010, took several months for us to get aid into the area. Katrina, 2005, took several months to render aid in some of the remote regions. Central Texas, 2019, there were people who died in their own homes because we couldn't render aid or emergency services over to them. So what have we done about it? My son over here invented the Ascender Systems. It's a robotic platform that you set up at the base of a pole, pipe, or column, and it ascends to the top, along with a selected leave behind that has communication, security, and lighting. We have the patented technology, and we're going to be outsourcing over to FEMA. We're currently in production right now, and we're working with Simplexity, a local San Diego area, as well as IPD Scientific for machine learning and automation. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Ascender Systems. Thank you very much.
And we've had a little mix-up with the universities and team names, so we're going to have every team reintroduce themselves really quickly.
I'm David with Team Clean Crop from Heritage Christian University, Ghana.
Next team.
Hi, I'm Ephraim from Soka University of America, NutriWin.
Hi, I'm Chloe Duchesne from University de Sherbrooke in Canada.
Hello, I'm Zakadus Tasfam Petros from University of St. Thomas and originally from Ethiopia.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Gabriel Riegert. I go to the University of St. Thomas.
I'm Ethan, and I'm a high school student at Poway, California.
Awesome. Wow, those were incredible, and thank you for reintroducing yourselves as well. Audience, we need you to cast your votes now for the pitch that inspired you the most. So shortly on the screens behind me, a QR code will pop up. So take out your smartphones, open up your camera app, and hold it over the QR code, and it'll prompt you to a poll where you'll be given the choice to vote for one of 8 of these teams for their elevator pitches, and the team with the most votes will win an additional award of $1,000. We'll give you a minute to open the poll and cast your vote.
Yeah, you can all have a seat now, too, yeah. Tough deciding who to vote for. We have about 10 seconds left to wrap up voting, so we'll wrap it up right now and move on. And so while we tally the votes, I do want to take this opportunity to thank all the people who made this event possible. Because this didn't just pop out of thin air, it was a lot of work, it was a big journey leading up to this moment, to this day. And to first, I'd like to thank the faculty and staff of the Scholl School of Entrepreneurship. They're a hardworking team who come together to create exceptional student experiences, such as the Fowler GSIC. I'll also thank the team advisors. As the teams go into the arena, they don't go into there alone. They have coaches, mentors, guides. And their role is vital in providing support and advice to the student teams as they work on their venture. And third, I want to give thanks to the finalist judges who took time out of their busy lives to come here and support students, assess their ideas, provide valuable feedback. And they had the difficult task of narrowing down a field of 32 excellent ventures down to just 8 change-making teams. We also want to give thanks to the change-making judges as well, who have come here and lent their expertise and their time. Ron mentioned earlier the importance of mentorship, and that's one of the key things of this event. Having experienced entrepreneurs or professionals who have been through those challenges come back here and provide support makes this event very meaningful for students. And finally, I want to give thanks to our benefactors, Ron and Alexis Fowler. Their support is what gives power to this event. And I've personally benefited too from the Fowler competitions. I know it's changed my experience as a student. I know it has for all students as well. So I'm glad we give thanks to Ron Fowler for his support in the competition.
We would also like to acknowledge our friends in this endeavor at the University of San Diego, who first developed this competition and grew it from a campus competition to a regional event and now to a global finals event today. We would like to also welcome one of our USD partners, Dr. Andrew Biros, to the stage. Andrew is the Associate Director of Social Innovation at the University of San Diego Kroc School of Peace Studies, and he will be presenting our first set of awards.
Well said. Thank you, and well said. Students, I'm confident that I've said hello and we've chatted at some point, but I just want to echo something that Ron shared, that this is about mentorship. This is about a network. I loved the connections that were being made when you were not pitching. If there's any way that I myself or any of our colleagues here, the judges in particular, can help you in your impact journey, reach out. Email, LinkedIn, hey, I see you're connected to this person, do you mind making an intro? Hey, Judge, I got this specific feedback. Can we hop on a Zoom for 30 minutes so I can get a little bit more and understand so I can take my venture further? That's what the Fowler Global Social Innovation Challenge is all about. Okay, so it takes a network. And sometimes, this has been happening for over a decade, sometimes we have people reach out to us from around the world and say, we want to get in on the action. We want to support change makers. And that happened this past year. An organization in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the Pittsburgh Regional Health Initiative, said, we want to support your global change makers. And you know what? This topic of healthcare and good health and well-being and SDG number 3, that's really been in the news and on our lives the past, 4 or 5 years. And it's very much going to be a part of our lives going forward. So they said, we want to sponsor an award. You know what? Let's sponsor 2 awards. So we have 2 awards for teams that have focused on good health and well-being. The first award, for $2,500, is going to go to a team that is focused on, that's from Johns Hopkins University, that is focused on 1 lung ventilation, on-point ventilation for $2,500. Congratulations. I know they're watching on the live stream, so I'm sure they're hooping and hollering right now. The next prize, for $5,000, the Big Idea SDG number 3 award, is going to go to a team that you've seen today from Brown University, Alethea. So anyone who I have not had the chance to say hello to, anyone who's watching on the live stream, if you want to get in on the action, if you want to support global changemakers, come talk to myself, Jessica, Laura, Billy. Come tell Ron, how do I get in on the action? Because it takes a network to take the world's best ideas and put them into action. So thank you, and I will see you next year in San Diego. Good. I also get to present the audience choice. Yes. Okay. So we got it all in. So from our 8 Changemaker teams, you, our guests, we have $1,000 to give out. And the winner is, drum roll please. Team, my colleagues are looking at me because I see a blank blank, Team XX, so I need some help up here, USD. Aquarius! Come on up, Aquarius! Aquarius, everyone! Thank you so much. I'm going to get you back next year, UST. I tell you what. And we're just getting started. I'd like to now turn it back to Hamani and Biel to announce the next round of awards.
Thank you so much, Andrew. We are just as excited as the student teams and audience to find out who is taking home the top prizes this afternoon. But first, let's find out the winners of the Instagram challenge. All week, we've challenged our students and student teams to be social, and that is to post their favorite part of the FGSIC on Instagram. We saw many creative submissions, and individual teams and students really went above and beyond this year. We could feel the enthusiasm for the competition, and I'm pleased to announce the winners for both the individual and team challenge. All right, so winning the $500 individual Instagram challenge prize tonight is, sorry if I pronounce this wrong, Akritri Adhikari from Embrace the Red. Congrats, Akriti. Congratulations. And next up, winning a prize of $1,000 in the Team Instagram Challenge goes to Home Away from Home. Congratulations. Congratulations to both of our winners. And next, I'm excited to announce the teams that took second place in their pitch rooms in the preliminary round that took place yesterday. Each team will receive a prize of $500. So teams, we ask that you please stand to be recognized when we call your name. All right. I don't see team names. Drum roll, drum roll. We're really going to keep this suspenseful for you guys.
Yeah. Eska.
Okay. Our first second place team winning an idea grant is Gray Green. Please stand to be recognized. Next, Nuru. Embrace the Red. Tadpole. Hydrophos Solutions. Urus, who's a virtual team, congratulations if you're watching. Last Bite, also a virtual team, congratulations. And our final idea grant goes to Computers for People. Congratulations to our idea grant winners.
All right, first, congratulations to all of our idea grant winners. We now have just 3 awards left. Who's ready to find out who the big winners are? Yeah, that's right, that's right. And to help hand out the awards, I'd like to invite Ron Fowler and President Robert Vischer to the stage. Congratulations to all 8 teams who made it this far. It was by your effort and creativity you made it to this place. Like Janita said, you came to the arena. A lot of people here who are not here today, but you are by your efforts. So congratulations to all of you. And I'll try not to Steve Harvey this. 3rd place with a $10,000 cash award goes to Bee Cave Wood Pellets. Come on up. Yeah. And now, pictures, please, yeah. And now, winning a $15,000 cash award for runner-up is NutraWin. Yes, come on up. Yeah. That's right, give it up. Congratulations again to all the great teams who came to participate in the 2023 Fowler Global Social Innovation Challenge. And now, for the top prize, winning $25,000 to the Changemaking Award team, is Alethi. Who's with us in spirit. Congratulations to all of our winners. Thank you, thank you, thank you for inspiring work. It didn't start here, there's a lot of work that came to this point, it won't end here either. So thank you for coming here today and building out your venture. Please keep making a change in the world. Congratulations.
And we want to say thank you. We want to say thank you so much to all of our Schultz School staff and faculty and our partners at the University of San Diego, to the advisors, judges, and donors who have supported this program, and thank you to all of you for joining us today and supporting and celebrating these social innovators. We hope you have a wonderful weekend. We look forward to seeing you in person next year at the University of San Diego. And to close out our ceremony, please join me in welcoming Shapeshift back to the stage.
Are you gonna jump down somewhere or like?
I mean, we could dance.